You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your number one source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AfterBuzz TV's WWE NXT After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's WWE NXT After Show.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the NXT After Show right here on AfterBuzzTV.com. I was not expecting this song to start off with, but I'm so happy. This is probably one of my all-time favorite songs. NXT, I thought we were going to get the Next Generation song.
Right, I mean, they're the Next Generation, but instead, who's the scrub tonight?
I believe that was Wesley Blake.
On the panel?
Wesley Blake. On the panel? I could use a scrubbing.
Yes, you could.
Not it.
Oh, Cathy Kelley.
Oh, not a scrub. I don't want any scrubs. That's the thing. I am your host, Cathy Kelley. Joining me to recap today's NXT episode, True Hobo.
Yes, here again, the second leg of my AfterBuzz triathlon, working steadily towards tomorrow night's SmackDown. Can I get through tonight? Do I have the energy? Did I give up too much energy doing Raw? I don't know. Let's find out as the show continues.
And sitting next to the overly enthusiastic Hobo, Mark Donica.
I don't even know how to follow that, except with, they call me Soapbox Mark, Smark for short.
Oh.
Smirky.
You're smart.
And that's for everybody else.
Yeah.
See, I counted it by going straight down.
Yep,
Yeah.
straight down.
I don't have
works.
coffee in mine or cocaine. Whatever's in it.
Coffee, cocaine. One's black, one's white.
I don't think he can afford either of those. So.
Ebony and ivory. Well,
You don't know till you try.
that belt is valuable.
Very valuable.
Down
Don't
payments.
know.
This is worth more than the WWE title. It's been around longer. It is appreciated more.
Beautiful.
That is open to interpretation and opinion.
I trust
I
him.
would say.
That's a fact right there. Check your facts, fact checker.
So let's get into tonight's episode. Overall thoughts. What'd you guys think?
Good. Solid. More wrestling. Less segments. Less editing. Well, it was good. Good
Yeah.
coming back.
It wasn't a solid hour, or as close to a solid hour as it was last week. Like, last week was pretty...
55 minutes. This week, I think
Yeah.
we got like 52.
Yeah.
It started a couple minutes early on the network, but they also put it on Hulu earlier in the day.
Yeah, it's on Hulu Plus already.
The episode. So I don't know. I mean, I think they were trying to figure out what they would be giving to Hulu, whether they were full episodes and when they would still have to give them to them. So I guess that's just...
I think Larry
TBD
with
in the
Hulu
future.
just couldn't figure out when he was supposed to upload it. Because they're supposed to upload it Friday, but Larry still was operating on Wednesdays, so Larry uploaded it.
Yeah.
Oh well.
But I thought,
Larry probably
guys,
got
it's
fired.
live. No, they do this live.
Yes.
Every week NXT is live.
No.
Then why
burst
have
your
a
bubble.
live special and make such a big deal about it?
Shut up, Hobo.
Okay.
Anyways, the show started a couple minutes early tonight, and we start off with those on commentary tonight: Tom Phillips, Alex Riley, and Tensai, also known as Jason Albert.
Yep.
Yeah.
Little throwback to those who know him from his Attitude days, Prince Albert.
And the first match that we get of the night is the Divas match, Paige versus Sasha Banks. Of course, Paige defended her title against Emma 2 weeks ago at Arrival, and Charlotte comes out with Sasha Banks tonight, accompanied by Summer on a Stick,
There you go.
which we got last week. I still don't really understand. Maybe she's still filming Total Divas, but
I would imagine so. That seems to be the only really viable excuse, or she's on the road with Fandango.
And
Yeah.
the stick is just a way to give the network fans like, oh yeah, Summer's still around.
Summer
Summer's
is
still going to
still
be
around,
here.
yeah.
Don't forget about Summer. They should have done the same thing for Charlotte, but nobody thought about it.
This is Charlotte on a stick.
Charlotte on a stick, Summer on a stick. Only Charlotte's stick is bigger, like
And
taller.
a little bit wider around the
Yeah.
top.
Wow.
The whole thing on a stick doesn't really make sense to me if you're supposed to be the mean girls. Like, why? That seems more like something that Bailey would do, like if her friends were missing.
True. Yeah. Unless they start selling ice cream. They should start selling ice cream in the shape of Emma's head. Or, no, Summer's head. Yeah. All of the Divas' heads. Make ice cream heads.
Ice cream is
Everyone
great.
on a stick.
The more ice cream, the better, in my
Paige on
opinion.
a stick. Emma on a stick. Bailey on a stick. Sasha on a stick. Everybody on a stick. We're going to assign them different flavors. Let's go through that. Let's not even do the show. Let's just figure out what flavors all the Divas would be.
Okay.
You first.
Me first.
Yeah.
I think Paige has got to be chocolate shell on the outside with vanilla on the inside.
No.
No, she's got to be different.
But she's
Got to be a really.
she's dark. She's dark and
So
light
wouldn't she
at
be
the
a dark
same time.
chocolate?
Maybe, yeah. Have like a bittersweet. Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, moving on to
We haven't done everybody yet.
the match
Damn it.
tonight.
Well,
Sasha, what?
I just want to say Renee wasn't on commentary for the
Yeah,
Divas
that
match.
was kind of weird. She was on commentary pretty much the entire rest of
No, she was only
the
on
night.
it for
Oh,
the
she was?
for
I thought I
the
heard her
Mason
later
Ryan.
on. Oh, okay.
Yeah, but they
Yeah, she just came in for Mason Ryan's match
Okay.
But now
instead of the
they're-
Divas match.
Yeah.
Which,
but they're testing her on different types of matches until she's just a regular commentator. I honestly think she's good enough.
I think it kind of makes sense if you're going to throw her into only one match to do it on the Divas match to give the female opinion, especially since she can bring in that element of, oh, well, what is it like in the Divas locker room? Are they, is there tension back there? Give an inside look.
Yeah,
However,
because Tom
was
Phillips
kind of awkward.
mentioned it during the match, like, well, the buzz around the women's locker room. And everyone's like, you were in the women's locker room. It's like,
No, I
well,
was outside.
outside. It's like,
Creeper
that's
alert.
still-
I was very close to the door.
that's still really creepy.
really
Yes,
weird. I
that
slid my
is-
iPhone under the crack to record everything.
He drilled,
Audio
he drilled a
only.
hole in the shower like in Porky's.
Porky's.
No, thank you. So, at the beginning of the match tonight, Sasha ends up throwing her jacket at Paige, then Paige kicks Sasha in the stomach. But overall, pretty solid Divas match, or women's match, I guess. Paige ends up winning with a modified Scorpion cross lock. What'd you guys think of this match? Any highlights from it?
Well, I liked Sasha's merch plug. When she pulled out Paige's shirt and was like, "What is this?" to like all of the
The
cameras.
beginning of the match was
Yeah.
basically, look at this shirt. You have a shirt. We hate your shirt.
Is this shirt available on shopzone.com?
Because I wouldn't buy it.
Yeah.
Right.
So she gave it away.
Yeah.
So Paige gave it away at the end.
Yeah.
But it was a very. It seemingly they've been doing a lot more slower paced matches, a lot of holds. I liked when Sasha did the a dragon screw in the corner and spun Paige around to do her back rakes that she does.
Oh,
I
she
thought-
caught the foot, turned her around,
spun
and
her
just
around.
did. Oh man,
Yeah.
those claws to the back. I'm looking, expecting
That's
blood.
a mean girl, yeah.
Is they fight like schoolgirls, grabbing the hair, clawing at the. No, they fight to hurt and maim. They don't really fight to win. You feel a lot of times they fight like cats playing with a bird.
That's what the mean girls do.
That's what the BFFs do.
The BFFs. Beautiful, fierce females. I saw a boss necklace the other day.
Oh, really?
Yeah, at some store that I was shopping at. But thought of Sasha.
Why didn't
fondly.
you get it?
Should have seriously. You should have bought it. He bought an NXT shirt.
Because I don't need a necklace to show that I'm a boss. Snap, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
I believe it. That's all I needed.
Lady boss. So Paige ends up winning this, and then afterwards, after the match, Charlotte ends up attacking Paige because she's the dirtiest diva around. And
That's another thing Tom Phillips heard listening into the locker room.
Yeah.
and Natty comes out to Paige's aid. That's about that.
That was good. It was pretty simple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did get a Divas segment backstage later in the night, but we will get there. Next up, we have a recap from last week, and then a backstage exclusive with Zayn talking about beating up Graves last week and how he won and how Graves shouldn't have anything else to say to him since he beat him.
That seems fair to me. I mean, he's sort of going into this segment like he was last week, like, I'm surprised we have a problem, but we shouldn't have a problem. And now we really shouldn't have a problem. At least he's saying from his end that he doesn't have any problem with Graves, but he wouldn't be surprised if Graves had a problem with him. And if he does, he knows where to find him.
I was entirely expecting Graves to come from behind and beat him up to restart
There was something
that.
lackluster about this segment.
It just kind of ended, and he walked away, and pause.
I mean, the match was sort of a one-off, and then to have a segment about the match that was a one-off seems, I don't know, redundant if it's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Well, then that begs the question, do you guys think that it's going to continue?
I think so. I think they're using the talent from NXT Arrival that everybody should have seen to focus on the other talent that wasn't featured. Like tonight we got Bo and Colin Cassidy. Technically, if you started watching from Arrival, you don't know who Colin Cassidy is, really.
Yeah.
And the same thing with Graves last week. I think they could just keep it going to keep kind of bringing people up to the public eye.
Yeah. I just wish that if they were going to continue this feud, that there would have been more in that segment tonight.
Definitely.
The backstage exclusive. Because it was really just 2 sentences, and he's like, oh, are we done? Cool.
Right. It was very, very short and sweet, and it didn't leave any surprises or really. It left some open door, but nothing you would expect any to see any more of.
It didn't further anything in the storyline.
Right. It's just sort of ended.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see.
So, we move on to Mojo Rawley in the locker room giving himself a pep talk. He, of course, won against CJ Parker at NXT Arrival. I loved at the end of the segment, he kicked the door to open it, and it reminded me of in high school, like just being so angry and kicking doors open like that. But,
it sort of reminded me of when a guy gets a girl in his bedroom and he excuses himself to go to the bathroom and he gives himself that pep talk and he's talking himself up and then he goes through the door. See, that's a guy thing. He knows exactly what I'm talking about. You don't, because you got all the confidence in the world.
No, I don't.
The more you know.
Well,
What the hell is that?
It's true! Oh, like you haven't done it. No. Everybody's done it.
maybe not to the extent of Mojo Rawley.
No,
that was a lot of,
Yeah.
maybe not that much. Because if Mojo Rawley did
think
that
the
with
girl would hear.
with a girl in the next room, they'd totally go, well, this guy is weird. I'm getting out of here.
If they didn't think that already.
And where did he go? He just, like, I thought,
And you see, he was in
so
full gear. I totally expected to see him, like, walk out to the ring. He's in
Yeah.
full gear. He's hyping himself up, and he goes out to what? Go pick up his paycheck?
Well, like it seemed like that could be a Goldbergian entrance. Stop it.
Oh, I like that
You're making stuff
adjective.
up. I'm making stuff up too.
Goldbergian.
Goldbergian.
Where they show him in the back, really just hyping himself up before he goes out in the match, and then.
Well, then they should have done it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they didn't.
Yeah, it was a really weird test just to remind you that
like
Mojo Rawley's
He's
We're
there.
gonna go, we're gonna
Yeah.
go, and we're gonna go, and we're changing gears. What happened?
Yeah. Another person, I mean, it seems like they're trying to incorporate as many people as they can in each show since they can't get to everyone clearly.
But they didn't include somebody this week that I was quite upset about.
Adam Rose?
No, he was on last week. Aiden English.
Yeah.
No
Yeah,
English
Aiden
this
English, yeah.
week.
That is odd.
Come on.
Especially wonder where he'll pop up now that supposedly the thing with him and Cass is finished.
Yeah.
Since they've just kind of moved. He should have gotten involved in the match tonight.
Right.
And then that would have.
I'm following him on Twitter. He's still working shows, but I haven't seen him on TV. I miss him.
I mean, I think that he is going to have a long career ahead of him.
Oh,
so
definitely.
Absolutely.
regardless of not being on TV the last couple weeks, I think that he will debut soon.
3 weeks.
Re-debut
He
soon.
hasn't been on TV
I
in at
know.
least 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Miss
be back.
I need my fix.
I'm sure he'll be back.
I need my singing.
Next match, we have the Ascension versus Travis Tyler and Cal Bishop. The Ascension actually had a match at Madison Square Garden recently.
Heard that. That
So-
was fantastic for them.
That makes us wonder, are they going to be debuting on the main roster soon since there's, not many tag teams up there right now?
Well, then what's the purpose of the tag team championships?
Right. Why
in
are
NXT?
Why do we have a title if there's nobody really to take the title from them. That's the problem I've foreseen for them for a while. They can't leave until they drop the title. So they have to drop the title in order to leave.
But we don't
there's
have a tag team
nobody
down
there.
I think that more people down there who haven't gotten on TV yet will start pairing up to fill the void of the tag teams down there because they realize that that's their in to get on TV.
No, I totally expect that.
I'm
but
surprised
it's not,
that it hasn't happened already.
Right. I mean, you can't just have a team debut and win the championships off of this super hot tag team. Nobody can beat them. Anybody can barely touch them. They're so hot right now. It would be ridiculous to expect a tag team to debut and beat them for their own belts that they've held for so long.
Yeah.
I think I think they could use all of these squash matches as a way to introduce a tag team. They're all of these they're not a cohesive unit. It's this guy and this guy.
I was
so you
gonna
bring
say,
forward these
I
two
really want
guys
to see a dysfunctional tag team like Team Hell No.
where you get two guys that just like or as a way to introduce new faces, like, oh, here's two guys that's going to be a squash, and then they win, and then. I mean,
right, and then it sort of builds from there. Or another way you could do it is do a gauntlet for the Ascension. Make it really hard for them and put them way over. Have them face all the tag teams they've beaten in the last, couple of months, one after another. Have them pick a lottery for each
All of
one.
the zero tag teams.
Yeah,
well, no, but you can even have
all
some
the
of
tag
the
teams
older
that
ones.
they've beaten.
They've already beaten
I
and
thought you meant
squashed.
that they got beat by. Yeah.
No.
Like who?
That they beat. Oh, and just have them beat them one by one, and eventually they'll start to slow down, and at some point somebody could possibly beat them.
I just don't think that half of those tag teams are still together that they beat.
Yeah.
You don't know until you start doing it.
Yeah.
Because nobody ever gets a good enough offense to go, oh, these guys work well together, at least on TV. Like we don't see them in the performance center and how well they work, but we don't get enough to root for the other side.
Except for
during
tonight,
any of these squash
we got
matches.
a little bit more than we were used to tonight.
Yeah.
It was a little bit
bit of one.
refreshing to see some actual tagging.
I mean, first they had shirts,
Yeah.
which was new.
Yep.
But then there was a move that they called the guillotine, which you guys thought could be their new finisher if they ever chose to do something other than the Fall of Man.
Right.
It's at least right now it's a good setup for it because it gets both of them in the ring. It's a Connor Irish whips into Victor's knee jumping from the top rope, which looked mean.
I mean, it's kind of a high-low, like what they do right now with the Fall of Man, only
Higher.
and same level.
Higher mid.
Right, so you're throwing one guy into the other as opposed to both of them careening towards the same man in the center.
Yeah.
So, but I thought it looked vicious.
It did.
Truly
It
looked vicious.
really cool.
Yeah.
And it is refreshing to see them, actually doing more tag team moves.
And I realized they did something really smart on commentary. They likened them to the Road Warriors / LOD, and then I think it was Albert likened them to other legendary tag teams, but he didn't mention any other tag teams. The only tag team that they mentioned were the Road Warriors. So they might be trying to get that kind of name recognition, like association with the big tag team moves, the higher mid, like that type of action with these guys, so that they're known as the scrapper beat 'em up.
But what the Road Warriors had when they came to the ring was presence. They had this
definitely.
huge presence, the face paint, the armor. They had it all. Now, to compare them to the Legion of Doom, they'd actually have to go backwards. They'd need to start wearing their coats again. They'd need all of the stuff that they've lost over the recent weeks. They need to add all that back on to be more on par with Legion of Doom.
Yeah.
No, I agree with that too.
Yeah.
But it was I found that interesting that was the only tag team that they mentioned.
Was there anything else from this match other than them winning with the Fall of Man that you guys wanted to talk about?
I like how Connor is now yawing for the crowd, like he's doing it louder so that he's kind of owning it again, and it makes it seem cool, and it also almost like I mean, since they've been squashing, since they stopped fighting Hunico and Camacho, they're just a really strong tag team. So who knows where they land on the heel face spectrum.
I do like how they're cheering for Connor's strikes. It actually helps you slow down in the ring and pick your spot with your strike, because you don't want the crowd to have to do it over and over again. So to make it really clean, you do one strike. Yeah. You do another strike. Yeah. You do another strike. Yeah. Instead of just this flurry of punches, you're now slowing down and picking your spots on your opponent to maneuver.
So I have to mention, I just got a tweet from Chris Mingy, who said that they also aired highlights of tonight's show 2 to 3 hours before airing on the network on WWE's YouTube channel.
Yeah, I was
so
going
it
to
was
notice
not
that too.
just Larry, whoever at Hulu that messed up. It was.
Then I haven't have the faintest idea what they're doing.
They just
and neither do they.
They forgot.
I think that they do have an idea of what they're doing. They just haven't voiced it to fans. So maybe, because I know that they do have a deal with Hulu where they have to give them these episodes, and I don't know what the deal was where Hulu wanted exclusivity and that they had to air them on Hulu first or whatever it is, but they're clearly still figuring it out.
Right now, it seems like a mistake. Anything done without sort of an explanation as to why, sort of out of the blue, looks like a mistake.
If it was just on Hulu, I would say yes, it's a mistake. But since it was on Hulu and WWE's YouTube page, I don't think that it is.
It was a weird choice because on the Hulu page for NXT, it said new episodes every Friday. And the change back was so quick without any sort of an explanation. It seems more like a mistake. But then the YouTube thing might have just been, oh crap, they put it on Hulu. Just do it. But it was weird because it was hours before the airing.
Yeah.
Like they usually do it once the West Coast feed. Once it goes up, then sure, all bets are off. But
well, one thing's for sure, they're keeping us guessing with all of this silliness.
Yeah. Well, we'll see when it officially airs next week, I guess. Until then. Next up, we have Renee. She joins the commentary table for the next match. Mason Ryan versus Wesley Blake. A longer match than I expected, I think. And you two really liked Wesley Blake in this match.
Well, he got to be offensive, and
he had more of the offense than Mason Ryan at times.
He spent more time on the offensive than Mason Ryan, and Mason Ryan really got rocked a couple times.
He looks far more technically sound than Mason Ryan. Mason Ryan did what somebody in his position should do, sort of went back to the same thing. He had this sort of judo throw type arm drag that he kept going to, which worked well for him, but he just sort of kept going back to it, and it didn't feel like he should have, whereas Blake was changing it up and doing all these different manipulations to
his shoulder.
Yeah, to his shoulder, and then striking him with precision, with real intention. It was quite something to see. This Blake might actually have something.
Very much so. We've been seeing him more and more the past couple of weeks. I'd like to see, like, from this match.
And nobody's getting better. He's not just staying where he was. Little by little, he's getting more and more offensive. He's learning, he's changing, he's adapting.
He clearly wants to make the most of whatever time he does have there.
Don't we all?
So Mason Ryan still ends up winning, and
we got a better than Batista chance.
We did at the very top of the
match. Which is weird because I mean Batista came out for his match scheduled tonight against Blake, right?
No, that was Mason Ryan.
Oh, that was Mason Ryan.
You can tell because one's bigger. No,
and he didn't have the Gracie stuff on. That's what it was.
Right.
Okay.
And those are actually tattoos. They're not airbrushed, believe it or not. I mean, who would have all those silly things on them? But he got them. He got them tattooed. Who'd have thought?
That's weird.
Yeah, I know, right?
I gotta remember that next time.
He must have paid for some of them, too. You know what I need? I need a belly button tattoo. That's what I need. That'll get me over.
Says everyone?
Everyone says I need a belly button tattoo. Yeah. I'm going to go to Palm Springs and get a belly button tattoo.
So backstage, Devin interviewing Bailey. Charlotte and Sasha interrupt with Summer on a Stick. And
it still sounds so good.
Basically, Bailey steals Summer on a Stick, which is the highlight of my week her mimicking Summer, and she says, quote, "I think they're ugly and smell like cheese." In regards to
I thought it was a
Charlotte and Sasha Banks.
spot on impersonation.
So good.
It was like she was right there.
Her comedic timing, amazing, on point.
Now the Summer on a Stick makes sense. That's the only thing they wanted it for.
Yes. Natty comes in, and Charlotte says that she was Divas champion 100 years ago, so what is she doing at NXT? Then Natty brings up how Bret Hart beat Ric Flair back in the day, and yeah.
I like how personal this is starting to get between those two, because they do have such a family lineage who really did bump noses quite a bit in the past.
They did this with Natty and Paige before, just talking about how both of them came from wrestling families, but I think I like it more with Natty and Charlotte because
There's
had
real confrontation.
family members that went head to head.
Yeah, we actually have, we understand their point of reference entirely, as opposed to like, oh, Paige is from a wrestling family? Cool.
It does remind me of first grade, though. It's like, oh, my brother can beat up your brother.
Yeah, kind of. But I would like to see the fathers come out with their daughters for a big match. I think
uncle.
that would be, or uncle even, yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, even still, bring Jim the Anvil
No, I'd love
out.
to see Jim, but she was talking about just
Brett.
because
Well,
she was
no,
talking about
but-
Brett in the instance.
Right. But
No,
she
I'd love to see-
mentioned Brett, but even bringing Brett or Jim out would bring some real something very real to this whole thing.
Yeah.
Something that fans would like to see, old school fans.
Make it like the Brett and Owen match where you have to throw in the towel.
Ooh, hey.
There you go. You want
That's
history?
pretty good. I like that.
For Arrival 2.
Right.
The second Arrival 2, the second coming.
That'd have a real big build to it, big match feel too.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
I kind of think that if Natty is there, then that doesn't make our assumption that Summer is gone because she's filming Total Divas plausible.
I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know how to respond to that now.
Yeah.
I don't watch the show.
I just thought about it when we were talking about it.
No, that's
so,
a good idea.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Yeah. She's just gone.
Yeah, she's
Bah.
okay.
Maybe she's having some
w-
elective surgery.
I found it. What? I found it. It's a little weird. How for earlier in the night we saw Natty help out Paige, and tonight Natty came out to kind of help Bailey with Paige nowhere to be found. Even though that they were set, it seems like they might be setting up for a six woman tag match. But if they had done that, they're missing.
As soon as Summer comes back,
She
it'll be
points.
a 6-woman tag.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But I found it weird that they kept it separated.
Well, I mean, in this role, Natty kind of looks like the big sister backstage.
I was going to say that. Actually,
Yeah.
those exact words.
Yeah, she does, because she's sort of coming to the girls' rescue a lot of the time. and
She's that mentor / big sister.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Xavier Woods versus Rusev is the next match, but after Xavier Woods comes out, we get a surprise entrance. We didn't even know he was in the building. Tyler Breeze.
Nobody told us he was in the building.
How would we know?
Yeah.
God,
And
Do your
he,
jo- people need to be doing their jobs better.
seriously.
he asks Xavier Woods to leave. I think the quote was, "Let me get my revenge and kindly leave."
At least he was nice about it.
Yeah.
That's
Seriously.
nicer than he has been in the past, really.
I thought
That's the nicest thing you said in a long time.
I thought the promo would have taken longer. Everyone, like, can you? And he would have just stopped and looked at himself for a little bit. Sorry, what was I talking about? And then just go right back
Maybe
to
you
it.
should have put his back to him so he could actually see him on
him
his
in-
phone.
Oh, no.
Could you just go? That'd be great.
Could you get out of my
Thanks.
shot, please?
Yeah.
Out of the ring, maybe?
Every time he's on the mic, I always forget, because it's intervals or weeks intervals in between him being on the mic. But every time I feel like it fits him so well. Mm-hmm. It's good. He thinks it out, thinks it through. So we finally, Lana intros Rusev, and after Rusev comes out, Tyler Breeze starts unleashing on Xavier Woods. Then immediately after, Rusev and Woods match starts. Rusev almost immediately puts Woods in the accolade.
You guys
he's
like
just enjoying-
Breeze, but he is a weaselly piece of adrift in this.
Oh, no, he is.
Yeah.
Completely.
God, he just totally left Woods to fend for himself after giving him shots. Rusev had half the match already done for him.
Well, he wouldn't have had to do that if he just let Tyler Breeze have the match.
What is wrong with Tyler Breeze that he really thinks he can beat Rusev?
He's the prettiest person in the NXT roster.
What's
Like,
he gonna do? Make him stop and stare at his face?
Yeah, I would.
That's got to be a way to start a match.
Definitely.
Just hypnotize him, look him right in the eyes, and then bam, got him right there.
Why do you think the camera just zooms right in on him anytime he comes out during him for his matches?
That's a good point.
Right?
To mesmerize Hobo.
They can't be doing that though. He broke the network that one time. Can't be doing that. Be careful. He's too good looking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I liked there's a really good shot of after Rusev was doing his poses, and he turned around to see Woods in the corner. There was a camera in the corner that got the perfect kind of turnaround. And I was like, oh, this is compelling television.
Yeah, it had
was a
Rusev
low
standing
angle,
over
so
Woods.
it's
I'm like, oh man, that's ominous. It really
scary.
is.
I mean, Woods got some of an offense in the match.
Yeah,
He
but it
managed
was
to come back and get a few shots in. He looked good.
kind of minimal.
I mean, against a guy like Rusev, you take what you can get. Really.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, he was blocking a lot of his kicks and knees, and it was affecting Rusev.
Yeah. I mean, what do we think of Rusev's offense tonight? She's sort of...
It looked a little different, like you said, but
There's also that like side flapjack.
yeah,
that,
turned
that-
into maybe a Samoan. Tried to be a Samoan, but he just launched him into the air.
Yeah, and then went oh crap and just kind of fell out from under him so that he could land flat.
Yeah.
what was the
weird.
thing with the faces? I don't know.
Faces?
I don't know.
Faces?
They look like they hit. I don't know. Anyways, moving on.
Oh, no.
Any other highlights
then-
from the match?
And then they kiss.
And then
like,
they kiss.
Okay.
No, that's not what happened.
Aside from that, the before the accolade that Rusev did that.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly what to call it because I don't see it. I haven't seen it.
I clearly don't know any wrestling moves names.
Please tell me
The
what it was.
faces.
The faces.
We gotta figure that out.
Yeah.
The thing with the faces.
We'll go
Look
back
the
and look at it.
faces.
Yeah, okay.
Sure.
So,
But it's, I mean, solid match from Rusev. Do we know if at any time he's gonna debut? Like, it seems like the perfect opportunity for him to debut would be in that
the
Under the Giant
30-man, yeah.
and take the whole
match.
thing.
Do another one. I mean, he was in the Royal Rumble. Now he's going to be in that. I mean,
it took how many guys to eliminate him?
yeah. He
did
definitely
crush.
had a good showing.
He will crush. And everybody's in the ring at the same time. All he has to do is stay low to the ground, and
He
he's
does
fine.
have a low center of gravity. It's sort of natural with his build. I don't know. I want to see him in a singles match. You don't?
Yeah.
I've been liking how on Raw they have been doing these slower debuts. Like with Emma, we saw her several times on Raw and SmackDown before we ever saw her in a match, as opposed to just introducing someone and everyone there being confused because they don't know who this NXT talent is. But I like they're doing this with Rusev again, the slower build.
And everybody is just hating him. Like, it's right before the main event every night, so everybody is just like, "Oh, this guy again. We just want to see the match that we all came here to see."
I know, but I enjoy seeing
No, it's
it because
great.
it's so much
It's
familiar.
perfect. It's the perfect placement for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just worried we're going too much in the direction of Vladimir Kozlov.
No.
I don't know. Somebody online was likening the two, and I don't want to agree, but I do sort of agree.
Kozlov didn't have Alana though.
True, he didn't have a mouthpiece, but he had that same style. He came in as the Sambo champ, which he actually is.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's what they're sort of doing to Rusev, is they're making him a straight fighter. All the striking, all the fighters, the kickboxing stance, and they're sort of turning it into that with plus a mouthpiece.
I mean, if only they stuck with his old attire and his old breaking
That
the boards
was
and
that
stuff.
was different. That was very different, and I feel like we're getting into a slump of been there, done that.
Yeah.
Yeah, time will tell though.
I'm afraid.
Next up, Devin is backstage with Neville and then Bo. And Bo's really the only one that talks during this segment. But he says 2 weeks until he gets his rematch. against Neville for the NXT title. And the Bo Leavers, his fans, have been the wind beneath his wings.
Oh, boy.
I love it. Bo then says Neville is out of his league, and someone ends up getting slapped.
Yeah, Neville slaps him.
Yeah, Bo gets slapped.
I'm sorry, Neville slaps Bo. My bad.
Yes.
Bo kept talking, and I thought he was going to keep throwing in Bo puns, and I
love the Bo puns. They're so unlikable that I love them.
It would have been perfect for him in this segment. Like, is one worth a slap? I don't know if one is worth a slap.
After the myriad he's had to sit through, I think Neville is allowed to slap Bo. At this point, I think he's allowed.
Yeah, that's fair.
But I guess 2 weeks from now, Bo's going to be cashing in his rematch.
It was a low Bo-low.
No, I'll give that one to you.
Below?
Yeah,
low,
low.
below.
No.
Or a Bo blow.
No.
No.
No, he got slapped. Bo got... I was about... Nope.
No.
Checking out that one. You know what? I appreciate that.
We'll let Bo handle the puns.
Yeah, we'll just let it go. Next week...
Redeemed yourself. Very good.
Thank you. But we got an announcement that next week Sheamus is going to be showing up too.
Yes.
So some high profile stuff happening on NXT with Sheamus one weekend.
Rusev versus Sheamus. Make it happen.
I started watching the version on Hulu earlier before you guys arrived with our executive producer Phil, and he said that Sami Zayn is Sheamus 2.0, so he would like to see something happen with them too.
Mini Sheamus.
Sort of, kind of, but not really.
I know.
They both have an impressive kick.
They both have
They're
red hair.
both white. They got red hair, but they're from.
Those were the only
different.
similarities.
Yeah,
but-
that's it.
Yeah, that's about it. Nice try, Phil. Nice try.
It's on the inside that counts.
Yeah.
Speaking of similarities, actually, I just did the Wrestling Compadres podcast with Johnny LaQuasto.
Oh, yeah. How'd that go?
And it was good. We had Katrina Lee Waters on, and she was actually talking about how she thought that Paige was, going to be one of the next, as many people do, the next big female wrestlers to look out for. So,
Definitely.
and we were kind of comparing her look to Paige's, but yeah.
Oh, I do agree that Paige is probably going to be the next big thing, and for a long time.
I think she already is.
what you have to take into account is Paige's age. She's
21.
much younger than your average diva, and that is just going to give her longevity like nobody's seen in a long time.
Yeah.
Well, also the regimen down there at NXT for all of the female wrestlers is like miles above what it has been.
Can we talk about Sarah Del Rey for a second?
would love to.
Oh, let's
That would be
do
great.
that.
Yeah.
Did you read the article?
I don't think I read the article. I might have skimmed over it, but I have been watching some Sarah Del Rey matches recently.
Yeah.
That Clum sent me. So shout out to Clum. But yeah, I mean, her just revitalizing and completely changing the women's division down there and what she's done.
I mean, in the article, it does make a point that she is the first female trainer in the WWE's history. That's honestly a big thing, and it really changes the dynamic. A woman talking to a woman is probably better equipped to tell them what to do and how to do it than a man talking to a woman, because a man does not quite understand the delicacies of a woman's wrestling match.
Yeah.
No, it was a really, really strong article and interview. They had Daniel Bryan and Cesaro. I was almost said Antonio Cesaro, but that would have been misspeaking. Giving in factoids about her in her Ring of Honor days, and
Cesaro would be one to be able to give factoids about
exactly.
her.
No, he said that she kicks stronger than some of the guys that she's fought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, or so that
And
he's fought.
It's good to see. It's rubbing off. You can definitely see
Very
it.
much so.
It's rubbing off in the best way.
Yeah, I'm excited to see where the Divas division goes in a few years when some of these girls get brought up.
When it actually starts to affect. Yeah.
I mean, Summer and Emma are
Summer and
really
Emma.
the first couple that have gone up that have been trained by her.
True.
I guess Eva Marie too, but
No, you don't have to mention that.
Okay.
That's
That
not-
has
she didn't
taken it
get
in.
adequate time
Right.
with Sarah Del Rey, so
Yes.
that's
Yeah.
why.
But
Sometimes it's the student, not the master.
JoJo did though, so
Sure.
the couple, maybe the in total minute that we've seen her in the ring on Raw, but
Yeah, collective minutes.
Yes.
Seconds compiled over time equaling a minute.
exactly. Last match of the night, we have Colin Cassidy versus Bo. What do you guys think of this match?
This is
I liked it, yeah.
solid
Why are
main
you
event.
laughing or
No.
smiling or
Oh no! Like, what did you guys think?
I
It
don't
was
know.
good. No, it
was good, yeah.
really, really well paced.
It really was. It went longer than I thought it was going to. This is Cassidy's first main event match. Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So I thought this was really good for him, and it made him look real good. Why do you keep laughing?
The reason I was smiling is because when Colin Cassidy goes to do the soft chant and he's like,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
SAWFT soft, I think that it was,
I think it was Albert.
Albert on commentary. So Cassidy and the crowd is doing SA, and then Albert goes F, just completely out of order.
On the W.
Yeah, it was like
FASWT.
SAF.
Oh, God.
And then he just did F, and then he stopped because he knew that he messed up. He F'd up. He F'd up.
The F got out, and he tried to put it back.
Yep. Got to get that F out.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
The F out.
Put it back.
Put it back.
So that's why I was smiling. I just wanted to talk about that.
Good. Now we have.
Now I did, and I can stop smiling
You were
for the rest of the
throwing me
night.
off. Usually you got this normal demeanor, but you smiling over there is weirding me out.
Smiling is so out of my character, you
Yes.
guys.
Oh, man. I knew something was wrong.
She's throwing you off. Stop drinking that coffee,
Never
dude.
trust a smiling Kelly.
So,
Cass looked huge.
Cass looked
We don't know
so
what it
Huge.
was.
It could be
large.
lifts, but he is just that big.
No, I know
he really
that he's
is.
tall, but Bo isn't that short. But
He's got a swimmer's bod, Cass.
yeah.
Yeah, it's real lean.
He's Edge with an extra foot.
Yeah, maybe he played water polo. Anybody tell me? Because I know a water polo player, a good friend of mine, he's about 6'10". Looks almost exactly like that, except more handsome. Like got model's looks. He's a good friend of mine.
Very good friend of his.
I'm gonna go back and drink my coffee and stop talking.
Dallas ends up winning this match, and I don't know if you guys assumed that as well, just since he's still, got
He-
2 weeks away
he
until he
had
faces
to.
Neville
I mean,
again, yeah.
If we're playing by the rules of the game, if Cass won tonight, he would have been the number one contender. Then we would have had to have a three-way for the title rather than just a straight rematch. So, I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
The way the match was going made it seem like Cass was going to get, like, once they came back from commercial, since Cass was on the receiving end, that he was going to get the comeback and maybe win, but then Bo pulled it out at the last minute.
Because Cassidy looked real strong. He had a great offense in this, but Bo managed to cut him down and just keep cutting him down. And the way in which he did it was just punishing. He just kept picking Cass up and then taking him back down. And to take a big man down like that takes a lot out of you.
Yeah.
I mean, just to force another guy who's larger than you down is punishing on you. I'm surprised Bo was able to last as long as he did, but it really showed that he was not trying to win this match. He was simply trying to make himself feel larger, to feel better than he was. Losing his title has maybe made him a little soft, he feels, and this whole thing was just meant to make himself feel like
sorry.
a big man again.
Sorry, I didn't read it right.
Yes, no.
F. Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Yeah.
Cool.
I liked near the end of the match there was a boring chant, but
Boring.
it wasn't really a boring chant, but it was just
They just
asking.
wanted to get
Boring.
that,
and
yeah.
and then you could hear him go, "This is my ring, Bo ring. It's my ring."
This is my ring.
He got to throw in a pun in the middle of a match. It was great.
That was good.
When they hand it to
considering
you like
probably
that and you
wasn't-
figure it out, you just go, oh, this is it. This is my ring.
But I don't think that every wrestler would have figured that out. I think that says something about him.
Yeah, they would have just gone, "Oh, I gotta." Well,
Sometimes they come to you late. Like, you can hear it once and it won't really sink in. You hear it again and then you go, oh, yeah, that's okay. I got it now.
Yeah.
Had that a few times. I got beat once, and this guy he had a funny catch name. It was the Neo Nasty, and he was German. And it took me a minute. I was lying down in the middle of the ring after hearing that for a while, and I went, oh, I just got it. Oh, okay. All right.
so you get pinned and then you just start uproariously laughing.
No, just sort of Just are like completely done, and then I got the joke on top of everything.
That's madness.
Yeah, it was something.
That's really funny.
So, anything else that you guys want to talk about from tonight's episode?
No Aiden English.
I know, no Aiden English.
No real Tyler Breeze. Lovely to see him.
It was.
Don't know where he's living right now. Don't know what his current residence is. Is it still Brazil?
I don't know. Maybe he's gonna join with Rusev because his residence is in Bulgaria.
LA Fashion Week is coming up soon. So
So maybe
kidding.
LA
Maybe
for a
we're
week.
Fashion Week.
Wouldn't it be great to see him out here? We can invite him in. Come on in, Tyler Breeze.
Please. That'd be
Hey,
nuts.
Yeah.
Hobo and Breeze, man, he would hate me. Are you kidding? That'd be awesome.
You'd be the
He wouldn't
you are
hate
the
you, he would
direct
just be
opposite.
disgusted.
I don't know.
How many times would he call you while go?
Maybe he would just stare at you the entire time. Completely not, like, address us occasionally, but keep
I'm not pretty enough
eyes
for
locked
him.
on you.
I'm not pretty enough for
I
him.
don't know, Cathy Kelley. There's a few people on the internet who would disagree, and I'm
also-
sure we're going to hear from it right about now.
Comparatively, much so.
Much so?
Much more so than us.
No.
Well,
In terms of the...
There are a lot of
don't
people who
know.
disagree. So, you guys are pretty.
yay! Pretty. Wait. Pretty what?
Pretty great.
All right. We're gonna. Okay.
So, this has been the after show of Awful Puns. We are going to end it on a high note, I hope. Until next week.
I had to do it.
Okay. We're just gonna end it.
Executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin
That's, yeah, no.
I was joking. Go ahead and go ahead and plug yourself.
Okay, so until next time, you can find me on Twitter at Catherine Kelley. Where can they find you guys?
At True Hobo and on Pro Wrestling Tees. ProWrestlingTees.com/Hobo.
You can find me on Twitter at SoapboxMark. I'm Smark for short, and you can find him on ProWrestlingTees.com/Hobo.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll catch you again next week.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
On a high note.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.